Head of the school, Madam Priya Anand, Chairman, Mr. Jesus Lal, Director, Captain Uni Krishnan, Head of Administration, Mr. Ritesh Bhatia, and my very dear friend, Mr. Krishnaswamy, members of the staff, parents who have assembled in large numbers to see their children bring glory to you and to themselves and to the school in the time to come. And of course, how can I forget the dear students? I don't know where I should be starting. I'll start with a vow. A vow, what a glorious, colorful 10th annual Sports Day celebration of the Ebenezer International School today. And I compliment mostly the staff members of the school who have spent their prime time sacrificing so many things to make this glorious day happen. My congratulations to the members of the staff who have been behind the show. Well, I would like all the students who are seated out here to wake up a little bit and put your hands together for your staff members. A loud round of applause. And I'm sure you're all waiting to participate in the events which are going to take place immediately. I wouldn't like to take much time because you're all eager to get on your feet and perform to the best of your abilities in various disciplines of sports. Well, the head of the school, Madam Priya Anand, and the chairman, Mr. Jesus Lal, has not left anything for me to inspire you, to motivate you. They have said everything to you all. Normally, I was just preparing a few key points to share it with you to where I utilized it in my school days, in my climb to what I am right now. You students are so lucky, so fortunate to be into this Ebenezer International School with such fantastic facilities, amenities provided to you all. You have a lovely basketball turf to be seated there. In my school days, we had that gravel ground. We used to be seated there with, we didn't have that uniform like you guys are having actually, right? So how lucky and fortunate you guys are. And how lucky you all are to have been brought into this world through the Almighty Lord and your parents who are seated here to see you glorify yourselves and to bring name to yourselves, to your parents, to your school, and to your country. And now, I want to pass a few little keys as to how you got to build your character. You are at a very crucial age of the schooling. Very, very important, crucial age. This is where is the learning process. This is where the parents have to take care of your children. This is the age where you can mold and groom them. And this is where you got to have a very continuous, consistent coordination, talking to your children when they come back home from the school. And of course, the boarders who are of the school could communicate with the teachers, with the coaches, with the guides as to how you should climb the ladder of success. You have such iconic names as the houses: Nelson Mandela, Jawaharlal Nehru, Mother Teresa, Abraham Lincoln. How many of you have read about them? Put your hands up. Just don't put it up, okay? Be very honest to yourselves, okay? Good. So, from the point of what they did, how they reached, and how they are so known globally, you got to try and emulate them. You have such fantastic role models who have brought glory to the country, to their alma maters. And to reach the top, the 3 Ds which I'm going to pass it on to you are very, very important, which all, I suppose, the international who have reached wherever they are, in the field of sports or in the field of academics or cultural activities, you got to use this on a regular basis. That is determination, dedication, and discipline. And I would put discipline ahead of the 2, because discipline is what builds one's character, and character takes you a very, very long way when you have a good character. And with these 3 Ds, of course, there's no shortcut to success. You got to put in a lot of hard work. A lot of hard work, and the best way to progress is to analyze yourself on a day-to-day basis. When you go back home tonight, when you hit the bed, before you go to sleep, try and talk to yourself as to how your day passed. And try to remember what has been expressed by the head of the school, by the CEO of the school, and to whatever little I'm sharing, the little few experiences of my entire career with you all. Talk to yourself and try and repeat the words, the sentences, the keys which have been passed to you, the 3 Ds. There are so many other Ds also, but follow just these 3 Ds are good enough. Right? And see how much you remember of what has been passed on to you. That improves your memory power, that improves your concentration levels. And this is where you got to pay full attention to what is being told to you, like you sit in your classes. When the teacher is explaining to you on the various subjects, various disciplines, don't you pay attention to that? So whoever is talking to you, you got to be totally attentive and try to put forward the best of your abilities into day-to-day lives. And you got to tell yourself that I will be number 1. Number 1 in my academics, number 1 in my sporting activities. That is where you have to tell yourselves, I will. No trying, I will try. Nah. That's not being professional. You got to say, I will excel. I will perform to the best of my ability. That's how you got to be, and you can learn amongst your own group of students, your class students. Looking into them itself, be a good observer. Who is a good student? You have got a school leader right in front. How did he become a good leader? How did the school choose him as a good leader? Looking into his abilities, of the good qualities which he possesses. Do not hesitate to talk to him. Do not hesitate to talk to the front benchers I'm referring to the backbenchers. I was one of them, in my school days. I was a backbencher. But you got to learn to balance your academics as well as your sporting activities. You got to balance it. There are very few internationals, double internationals in this world. From the point of sports, you have our own Karnataka, Anil Kumble, the captain of India, who is a double international. He's an IT engineer. Javagal Srinath, the fast bowler, very intelligent. Engineers, high-class engineers, all 80-90%, and they could play for the country as well. You have a lot of role models, my dear students. You don't have to be like them. You have to be better than them. That should be your goal. That should be your aim. And I can promise you, representing the country is a huge honor. And when you are a great achiever, I can promise you there are a lot of internationals here, seated amongst you all. We don't know who. The time will say it all. You have the doctors, you have the engineers, you have the businessmen. But you got to have that passion to excel. It should come from within, from inside your system. Like when you win an event, when you become number one in athletics, or when you score a goal, how your mannerisms change. Yeah! That comes from within yourselves. Like that, you got to tell yourself, you should be passionate about whatever you want to do, and not just pass your time. And you are the future of tomorrow. You are all reading and seeing on the televisions what is all happening globally. And you got to read all those crimes which are being publicized, which are the social media, which is publicizing, which is publicly putting on into the media, social media.